Okay, in this video, I'm going to go over how to access your job queues. But before I get into how you access it, I think I need to take a minute to explain exactly what job queues are. And job queues, in my opinion, can best be explained as kind of like a bulletin board on a website. So a good example that I'll pull one up real quick is like here's a bulletin board, and many people may have used these before on the internet. And all of these right here could be items on my job queue that I'm associated with. And if I clicked on one of those, here's the original response or issue that somebody posted. And then here's all the replies that the other people have responded back on. And job queues work very similar to these message boards or these bulletin boards on the internet. So if you've used something like this before, then you're not going to have any problems adopting to job queues. And job queues can be in reference to a user, a customer, a vendor, a sales order, a transfer, a PO. So anything that's going on within the Eclipse system, you typically create a job queue based off of it. And I'm going to note one thing real quick. The job queue is really a screen that you go to reference all your call tracking entries. And that's just kind of a terminology thing that I want to clarify. So this screen right here is called your user job queue screen. And it's a queue with all these different entries here that I'm associated with. So if I click on one of these items, this is an actual call tracking entry. So I'm just trying to clarify some terminology here. But 9 times out of 10, people are going to tell you, go check your job queues. And what their reference is, go check your user job queue screen for these call tracking items that you may be been assigned to. All right, now that we got that out of the way, how do you access your job queues? Well, in Solar 9, there's a new button at the top that's been added to give you quick, easy access. And if you hold your mouse over top of it, you can see that it says your user job queue. And the red one right there indicates that I have one message or one job queue that I have not opened yet. It's kind of like your unread email. So I've got one there. So if I click on that, it'll open up, and there's the one right there. That's R means that I have not read it. It's unread, and it's indicated by that red dot. That's the one that I have not opened up yet. So if I simply click on that button, it takes me right into my user job queue. You can also access it from my widget. And the difference between this widget and this button up here is the widget tells you how many items you currently have in your user job queue. So I have 9 call tracking entries within my user job queue. So it's the same screen. When I double click on it, it just gives me the total count of how many I have. And if I get a new job queue sent to me, I'll get a little red exclamation point similar to this one right here over my user job queue widget, letting me know that this queue has been updated and there's new data there. So you can kind of have an idea by looking at this widget whether or not there's new information or new call tracking entries that you've been associated with. So if you want to add this to your home screen on Solar, to do that is very simple. You just right click in the background, hit add widgets, and scroll down and choose user job queue. And you really don't need to change anything there. You just hit OK. You can change the name of it if you want to, the size. You can make it small, the icon color or the background color, and then the image that can be associated with it. I could call this Robert's user job queue and hit OK. And now it's been added right there. So I'll go ahead and remove that. The other way you can access it is also from the menu. So you go to System and then User Job Queue Viewing, and it will take you straight into your job queues from there. But on this screen, you'll have to hit the Update button to bring them in. So I'll do that one more time. So if I come down here to User Job Queue Viewing, it didn't automatically display all my items. It's waiting for me to hit the update button, and it's always going to enter in the end date as the current date of the that you're in. So just the 18th today, that automatically got plugged in and hit update, and it brings in all my job queues. And then last but not least, and I think that a lot of people that haven't had proper training think the only place that they can access their job queues is from the message screen. So I'm going to my messages, and I also think this is where most people get to their job queues, or their call tracking entries, as they should be called. So I got Gerald Hancock here, and you can see that here are some job queues that have been sent to me. And that's what the JQ stands for, job queue received. That's the call entry number in reference to that item. And then the status, which I'll go over in another video, and what all that means. But I can come right here and click on this, and it takes me into that job queue. I won't use that because that's what most of the people in our company call them. So it took me straight into that, or it took me straight into what it's actually called as a call tracking entry. But we're not getting everybody confused by the terminology, but I think important terminology. I think terminology is important. So this right here is just an easy way to access your job queues from your message screen. But a lot of people don't realize that they can come in their job queue screen and see all the call tracking entries that they're associated with. And very rarely do people come to this screen, but in my opinion, this is the screen where you should always come and check and manage all the call tracking entries that you're associated with. And that will cover it for this video. In this video, I just wanted to go over how you access your job queues, because there's multiple ways to get access to it. I'll cover the other steps of creating and managing job queues in the other videos. Thank you.